So let me know what you guys think about the intro. I had asked a while back if any of you actually watched the intro or if you wanted longer intros, and most of you said you just basically skip the intro once you have picked your group, which is how I am when I watch tarot readings. So I didn't think anyone would mind if I kind of did, occasionally those little vignette picture things, just because I have fun making them and they're super cute. But definitely let me know what you guys think about that. Okay, this blanket, I keep saying that I'm gonna wash it and then I keep forgetting. It's covered in cat hair, I'm sorry. So let's find out how women view you. We're gonna roll your astro dice too at some point, but I just wanna start with your tarot. Also, if you like this deck, I did post a little review of it. I'm pretty sure I'm posting it at the beginning of January, so it should already be uploaded. All right, pile one, how do women view you? This is gonna be a shorter reading just because all my readings in January are gonna be shorter for the most part, just because of my schedule. A big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. Pile one, pile one. Pile one. How do women view you? Wow, to start off with the Ten of Swords, that's pretty powerful. We've got the Moon. Oh my gosh, pile one. Ace of Swords. This is a really, really beautiful message. I'm sorry, I just want to make sure you guys can see. You can, okay. Wow. And bottom of the deck, we have the Death card. Okay. I feel like women in general see you a lot more clearly than men do. Like, I feel like women perceive you in a way that is, I guess, in a way that has more depth. You know, they see beyond the superficial, I think, a lot more quickly. Okay, I feel like, and you can go watch the How Do Men View You reading, but I feel like women get to the core of who you are faster. Now, this could be women's intuition, or it could just be that you feel more comfortable opening up to women, and so you just let them see this side of you. But I mean, with the Ten of Swords, the Moon, and the Ace of Swords, this Ace of Swords to me is like cutting past the facade, you know, cutting through the mask that you wear and just getting to the core of who you are, where you've been, what you've experienced, and really sort of understanding your past and how that has shaped who you are. You know, with the Moon here, it does feel like intuitively, even if you don't share what you've been through with other women, intuitively they just pick up on the fact that you're someone who's been through some mess. Like, you are someone who has had your fair share of loss, heartache, grief, betrayal, just difficult, challenging experiences. For some of you, you know, this could be talking about trauma as well, but as always, take what resonates. But it definitely feels like even if you don't emotionally open up to other women, they just are able to sense that, you know, you've been through it. You've been through it. And I feel like because of that, other women recognize and see your strength, you know, a lot more clearly and a lot sooner than men do, you know, because they see the way that you have healed, the way that you've overcome a lot of difficult experiences. And yeah, I feel like there's no minimizing here, you know, of what you've been through. I feel like energetically women just see you, you know, like they just see you and they get you, and it's almost like, in a way, it can feel a little bit exposing, but in other ways I feel like it's very gratifying for someone to just sense and understand that you have a past, and yet you haven't let that past keep you chained. Like, you have overcome, and not only have you overcome it, but you're better for it. Let's go ahead and roll your astro dice before we get into your oracle. With pile one, I'm always figuring out the flow of things. All right, pile 1. If this is loud, you might want to, you know, lower the volume a little bit. Pile 1. How do women see you? We've got Aries and we've got the 9th house. So even though the 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, Sagittarius is also a fire sign. So you have fire energy twice here. Now you don't have to be either of those signs or have a lot of 9th house placements in your birth chart. We're just talking about how you're perceived, okay? But you know, if those signs or this house resonates, then feel free to claim that as confirmation. But with Aries here, Aries is cardinal fire. So that tells me, like, yes, you may have been in this energy, but you didn't stay there. You know, it reminds me of Cardi B's Get Up 10. Like, you can be, you know, knocked down 10 times, but you still get up. You know, and I feel like women see that, women recognize that in you. They don't put you, I feel like men may have a tendency to put you in the role of a victim or the role in someone who needs saving or someone who needs protecting. And I feel like part of that is because this moon card kind of looks like the sun a little bit, like with the rays shining outward. Like I feel like a lot of people, if they were just looking at you from a surface level, would never guess that you've been through this because you have retained like your optimism, your positivity, you know, your spirituality, your faith, your belief that better days are to come, that you haven't experienced the best of life yet, the best is yet to come. And yeah, because of that, people may think you've never had a hard day in your life and would be quite surprised that you've been through this energy. Or, you know, men may feel a need to protect you so that you don't have to go through this again. There was a group that had that message in the men video that I filmed. So, you know, if you came from that group, this makes a lot of sense. But I feel like women don't see you that way. Women kind of see you as the opposite. They see you as a survivor. And I feel like women who have had similar experiences to you, you know, regardless of your gender, just that feminine side to you, they resonate with it. Without you even having to say something, it's just an energetic alignment. You know, when you click with somebody but you're not sure why, and then later on when you get to know the person and you start sharing stories, you find that, you know, you guys have had a lot of similar experiences. That would be sort of the vibe here. And with the 9th house, like thinking about not only traveling, like you have literally, you know, moved so far from where you were in the past and who you were in the past. You've transformed so much here. But also with the 9th house, I think of philosophy and I think about learning from those experiences and becoming wiser from them. So, and I feel like an energy here with you is that you don't romanticize like your pain. You know, like you see it as something that molded you into, you know, who you are today, and you're proud of who you are, but you don't romanticize. And I feel like women respect that. Women respect that. Okay. It's so funny how different this vibe is from the men video. All right, let's get your oracle messages. How do women view pile 1? How do women view pile 1? Oh, the top card. That's funny. We've got the manifester. I am manifesting what I see in my mind's eye. You transform. You know, it's like your tower could crumble and then you reassemble the, you know, sort of like what the ruins. You reassemble the ruins and transform it into something beautiful. You know, it's like from the ashes, I will birth a new life for myself, you know? And it's, you know, we can see the tower crumbling as a loss, as a failure, or we can see it as an opportunity to start from scratch all over again and make something even better. And I feel like that's what it is. Like, no matter what, you just keep pushing forward. And women admire that. And I feel like they just, again, they see who you are, more at a core level. And again, you know, it may be because of how you relate to other women, or it could be an intuitive thing. You just seem really strong, really strong. The home buddy. This is my card. It says, I enjoy the secure base I have made for myself and my loved ones. I feel like home is really everything to you, and it makes a lot of sense. I resonate a lot with this energy myself, because when you have felt like there was a lot of instability and you were, you know, having to rebuild, having to transform, having to adapt so much, what you start to value is security, is stability. And so, you know, it's kind of like the energy of the tired traveler. You know, like, I've journeyed so far and I'm looking for my home, not only in a physical place, but also in a place that will hold resonance with me, a place where I feel like I belong, a place where I'm accepted, a place where I find my community, I find my soul tribe, I find my soul family. And I feel like women sense that in you, that there is a longing there. There is a longing there. And, you know, for some of you, maybe you do have issues with family members or female figures within your family, and so you've had to learn how to mother yourself, or you seek that energy in other women. That is coming through. All right, pile 1, this was a beautiful reading. Thank you so much for letting me do this for you. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Hit the notification bell and you will always know when I upload. Sometimes I surprise you and I may upload a reading at a strange time, so you want to know when I'm uploading. You can also tip now with the virtual tip jar. It's called SuperThanks. I'm not sure where the button is, but it's somewhere. And what else was I going to say? Oh, the easiest way to support the channel is to watch the ads. And yeah, a huge thank you for everyone who's been supporting the channel. You all have been so kind, and I appreciate it so much. And yeah, I will see you all in my next one. Take care. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. Let me know in the comments, if you guys don't mind, what you thought of the intro, like the group selection. I had asked before in an old video if you all actually watch the intros, or if you would prefer longer intros, because I just noticed other tarot channels had longer intros than me, and I was like, am I being too like short with mine? And so most of you guys said that you don't really watch the whole intro, you just pick your group, which is how I am when I watch tarot readings. So I didn't think anyone would mind me doing occasionally like the picture vignette ones, because I just think they're super cute. But yeah, if you guys don't mind, give me some feedback in the comments. You know, I always appreciate your feedback. So this video is also going to be on the shorter side. If you haven't yet, go check out the How Do Men View You reading, because it's like the companion video to this one. All right. So how do women view you? The readings in January are just shorter because of my schedule. That's not going to be a thing forever. All right, pile 2, pile 2. How do women view pile 2? Also, if you think this deck is cute, I did a little review on it that should already be posted on the channel. All right, and we're also just taking uprights today. I don't think I said this, but a huge thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. It's always important to take a moment and give thanks. I think in life that has really helped me a lot. Instead of rushing around so much, just taking a moment. That and one step at a time. Like not even one day at a time, literally one action at a time. I don't know why I felt the need to share that with you all, but maybe some of you guys have been stressed, like I've been stressed, but literally just one action at a time. King of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. Interesting. Oh, gosh, okay. All right, it's not going to be as sweet of a message as pile 1. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands. So this card here talks about competition, but most of the time it does kind of talk about friendly competition, like depending upon the rest of the cards. Here, I think it's a little bit of a mixture. You know, I think sometimes it's friendly competition, like this little cat here. It looks like it's smiling a little bit. This cat looks a little bit meaner. This one looks a little bit ambivalent. This one is hidden from us, right? So I think some women are in friendly competition with you, and others really are out to get you, you know? But let's look at the rest of your cards here. We have the King of Cups, we have the Two of Pentacles, and we have the Queen of Swords. I feel like people actually, I'm used to saying gender neutral terms, so bear with me. I think women, tend to go back and forth actually on their opinion of you. I think they can flip-flop a little bit. Now, it kind of depends upon the actual individual. Some women, there I go again, some women may initially not really care for you and then grow to like you, and I think that's from honestly a place of insecurity, the fact that they feel the need to compete with you, or they compare themselves to you. You know, you may meet certain women and you're not sure why you rub them the wrong way, but you just do, and they just don't care for you. And maybe depending upon your personality, you try to win them over. Others of you would be like, well, if you don't care for me, I don't care for you. You know, if you don't like me, I don't like you. It reminds me of, I was just listening to SZA's new album this morning, and I'm just in love with it already. She's one of my favorite artists. That in her last album, Control, there's a little clip there. I think maybe it's her mom or her grandma speaking. I don't really remember. But she was saying something like, if you don't like me, you don't have to fool with me, and I'll just stay out of your way. But you don't have to be mean to me. I'm just gonna stay out of your way. If I can find the clip, I'll put it in the description box for you all, but I feel like for the most part, that's your energy, you know, like if someone doesn't like you off the top and you know you haven't done anything to make, you know, this other woman not like you, I feel like that's your energy, that's your response. You're like, well, whatever. You know, if you don't like me, that sounds like a personal problem. I haven't done anything, you know, to warrant that kind of attitude. So a lot of it is like projected insecurity, or, you know, them comparing themselves to you, being in competition with you when there is no competition. There's, you know, room enough for everyone to succeed and shine. So I feel like you may just trigger some people without really meaning to. And I think, you know, people can kind of flip-flop or be a little bit wishy-washy in their attitude towards you. Now, some women, I'll be honest, they don't really like when you're in your masculine energy. So some of you guys are people who speak your mind, people who advocate for themselves, people who may be accused of having a sharp tongue sometimes, but I feel like you only bring that out if someone else is antagonizing you. You know, you're not the type of person to be a wallflower or a doormat when someone is treating you badly, or you see someone else being mistreated. Like, you stand up for that, you know? Like, yeah, you are in touch with your emotions, but it's in a masculine way where, you know, if you, I think it really is about when you see an injustice. With the Queen of Swords and King of Cups energy combined, I feel very strongly it's when you see an injustice, when you see something wrong or something unfair. You know, if you see someone being bullied or teased or singled out in an unfair way, or someone is ganging up on someone or being prejudiced or being cruel, you're gonna speak up. And some people don't like that. You know, some women view you as being mouthy, to be quite honest, but you're just doing what is right, and you're speaking up and saying what other people should be saying, you know? Like, you're not just gonna sit back and be idle and not speak your truth and not do what is in alignment with your code of ethics, because I think that's very important to you, this sense of what is right and the sense of what is wrong, you know? It's kind of that energy of, you know how some people will be very antagonistic towards you and you'll, you know, try to ignore them, but they keep on and they keep on, and then the minute you respond, they want to cry and play the victim. That's kind of the energy here, I'm not gonna lie, which makes me a little bit sad because pile 1 was so positive. But yeah, and honestly, this may also be women in your family, or like the energy of people that you're not friends with anymore. I could also see this playing out in a workplace environment just because of this energy of competition of, you know, you may have a coworker who is really just rude to you, but then the minute you stand up for yourself or stand up for someone else, they run to your supervisor. You know, it's that kind of energy. I'm going to roll your astro dice now. This may be a little bit loud, so if you want to lower the volume, go ahead and do so. Pile 2, how do women view you? Pile 2. Okay, we've got Capricorn in the 2nd house. So yeah, for a lot of you, the energy that I'm picking up on are coworkers or women that you have worked with in the past, and they're coming up. It could also be any woman in your life that talks to you a lot about finances or your future. And I know that sounds weird, but like, for example, if your mom tells you a lot about what you should do for your work or your job or your, you know, college major, something like that, it could be that energy that's coming up of kind of, this is a very specific message, but it is coming through, so it may just resonate with just one of you, but I'm picking up the energy of like a stage mom, like someone who didn't do what they wanted to do, and so they push you to sort of live out their dream rather than respecting that you may have your own passion and your own path and your own desires. Or alternatively, sorry, it could be a mother or a grandmother that almost like judges. It's like you can't win. It's a double-edged sword. You know, they judge you when you fail, and yet they're jealous of you when you succeed. It could also be a close friend. You may have like a weird frenemy love-hate relationship. Actually, a sister could actually be this as well. But again, that's a very specific message. I also feel like, you know, if we're talking about the 2nd house, this can also talk about luxury. Some women may perceive you as having a lot of money depending upon your style. And because Capricorn can also talk about status, so you may, even if you don't have a lot of money, you may just dress really well, and other women could be jealous of that or may question like, how is pile 2 able to keep up this lifestyle that they perceive that you have, which, I mean, you may really have it like that. I don't know. You could be really wealthy. You know, there's a lot of you watching, but yeah, I feel like there's something about your style, your aesthetic, the way that you just look like money that other women could be a bit jealous of. Yeah, they could be a little bit, it's that energy, again, of self-comparison. And I feel like it's just, you know, it's a personal problem for them. I don't feel like you're very bothered by it. The Queen of Swords is such a mature energy, as is the King of Cups. Like, it's a very combined, it's a very unbothered energy. Like, you know, how you feel is how you feel. I think that if you clicked on this reading, it was just out of curiosity and not because you're trying to win anyone's approval, pile 2. Pile 2, final messages. How do women view pile 2? Pile 2. How do women view pile 2? We have the future. I plan for the future with respect for the unexpected. I feel like this is actually kind of the energy of you being a trendsetter. You may have, that's the funny thing too, is that people can, there I go again, women can hate on you, because that's really what it is. Women can hate on you and yet emulate you. You know how they say like the sincerest form of flattery, no, the sincerest, how's it go? The sincerest form of flattery is imitation or something like that. I feel like I got that phrase wrong, but I feel like you have some copycats. I feel like people can hate on you and then they can turn right around and copy your style. It reminds me of Hole, it's a band from the 90s, Courtney Love. She has a song called She Walks on Me, and she wrote that song about someone another female copying her style and then getting praise for it when she was the one who started it. That song is playing for me now, She Walks on Me. The storyteller. I have the right to speak because I listen when others speak. You're very fair. Like, you are very fair, but I feel like you are the topic of some gossip. I feel like you're the topic of gossip. People want to create their own stories about you, but again, I feel like you're just unbothered. You're following your own song here. You could care less, you know? You're just gonna keep doing you, because I feel like on some level, this may have confused you, this energy around you and other women may have confused you when you were younger, but I feel like now you're wise to it, and you're like, you know what? They can tell that story. If they want to tell that story, I'm going to tell my own story. And I treat other people fairly regardless of gender. And, you know, I expect that same energy back. And, you know, like, I really don't deserve this crap. You know, it's kind of your energy. All right, so pile 2, this was your reading. I don't know if I hope it resonates because this doesn't sound that fun. I hope it brought you clarity. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Hit the notification bell and you will always know when I upload. You can tip now with the Super Thanks jar, but you don't have to, of course. Also, please consider watching the ads because it does help out the channel a lot. I would like to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel thus far, and I will see you all in my next one. I hope you all have the best 2023. Take care. Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading. If you guys don't mind, please give me some feedback in the comments about what you thought of the group selection. I'm doing something a little bit different. I had asked on an old video if you all watched the intros or if you wanted longer intros, and most people seem to not really care about the length of the intro. They just select their group and keep it moving, which is how I am when I watch tarot readings. But I'm not going to do this for every video, but I thought every once in a while, if I want to have fun, you know, designing a group selection, if you guys are cool with it, I like to be able to do that. And let's see, if you guys like this deck, I did post a review of it that you can check out on the channel. And a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. This reading is going to be shorter than the How Do Men View You reading, just because all my readings in January are a little bit on the short side because of my schedule. So I appreciate everyone being understanding of that. Okay, Pile 3, How Do Women View You? We're doing all uprights for this reading. Pile 3, How Do Women View You? Ooh, the Knight of Cups. Okay. That's a good start. Look at how cute the little horse is. It's adorable. The Ace of Swords. This also came out in Pile 1. And we have, oh wow, and the Queen of Cups. Okay. And we have bottom of the deck, the 8 of Wands. Okay. Women really love you. They really do. They really, I think, take a strong liking to you right away with the 8 of Wands. Yeah, I just kind of feel like this is the energy, like feminine energy, just rushing towards you and kind of like globbing onto you. Like women just really, really vibe with you. You're a girl's girl. You know what I mean? Sorry if you're a man watching this. If you're a man watching this, women are very attracted to you romantically. But yeah, if you're, most people who watch my videos are women. If you're a woman watching this, you're a girl's girl. Kind of reminds me of like Taylor Swift, you know? Yeah, like that kind of like super girly. And this doesn't have to be like you're ecstatic or anything like that, but like your energy is just very feminine and other women respond to it, understand it, like you're speaking their language, you know, like they get it. So this tells me you're probably like very compassionate, very empathic, you're a good listener, you know, like all of the positive qualities that we associate with feminine energy, regardless of your gender, you possess that. And other women respond to it because it's a language that they understand. Pile 2 had a more masculine energy, and I think it created some issues for Pile 2. With you all, it's straight, it's a very feminine energy, and other women are drawn to it, they like it. You may find you're the type, if you're a woman, you're the type of woman that other women have like girl crushes on, you know? I feel like even straight women would be into you, you know? Like you just, it's kind of that energy of like, I want to be her, you know? Kind of like Zooey Deschanel. I think she would be another like girl's girl. She's very, very feminine. At least that's how she presented on the TV show New Girl. I'm trying to think of other like celebrity examples. Like to me, Rihanna has more of a masculine energy. Like she would be like Pile 2. You know what I mean? But you all have a very, I don't know, just a very like traditionally feminine energy in the way that you are. Again, it's less about the way that you dress and more about the way that you are. So you would be someone who would be a great like teacher or nurse or like caregiver. People look at you and say like you would be a great mother. You know, like traditionally, or I should say stereotypically, like feminine roles or feminine professions. People are like, oh yeah, Pile 3 would be great at that. Pile 3 would be great at that. But I do think it is very true to who you are. Like, I don't feel like it's a misconception. Like, women perceive you. I'm sorry. I'm used to speaking in gender neutral terms because I really make an effort to do that on my channel. And to film a reading like this, it's the exact opposite. So just bear with me. Women, I feel like women do see you clearly. Like, even though this is their perception of you, I feel like it's very true. You know, with the Ace of Swords, like it is very true. Like you are someone who is in the Queen of Cups energy. Like you are very emotionally intelligent. You are very intuitive, you know. And I also think other women really appreciate your spiritual side. You are coming through with kind of like a mystic energy, which is very pleasant. Yeah. Okay, let's get your Astro dice. This may be a little bit loud, so if you need to lower the volume, go ahead. I also feel like other women may just really like sort of I think you have a very like calming, soothing energy. And that may be because of your voice. It may be because of your body language. You know, you're not the type of person who would just interrupt a conversation. I noticed this, like, okay, this may be a little bit of a stereotype, but it's been true in my experience. You know, my first couple jobs, they were all in like female dominated like work environments. Like I hardly worked with any men. And then when I finally did get a male boss and have other men in the workplace, I noticed that they just barrel in. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're in the middle of doing, who you're talking to, they just zoop. Like they just insert themselves. They don't care who they're interrupting. They seem to have no awareness of what you're doing. And that's just not like a very feminine energy. Like a feminine, you know, a person who is aligned with feminine energy would not do that, you know? Like they just, I don't know, like they just weren't very considerate, or even, I don't know, I wouldn't say necessarily that it was intentional. It's like it just didn't occur to them that what they had to say wasn't the most important thing to hear. I had a real problem with that, and I think sometimes it develops like a power struggle, and I'm like, this is really unnecessary. Like, I don't understand why you can't just wait 30 seconds for me to close out what I'm doing so I don't make a mistake that I have to then go back and fix, you know? So yes, I feel like you are someone, I feel like women really like that about you, honestly, that you're polite and that you know, have a consideration for other people. I think that's a really big thing. Okay, so we have Libra here, and we have the 11th house. So with Libra, again, more feminine energy. I also think that you might be quite physically attractive, pile 3. Like, I do think that, you know, you may have some women who are romantically interested in you. I also feel like they just like your style and your aesthetic, and yeah, other women are really drawn to it. So you may dress in a way that isn't necessarily pleasing, or not pleasing, not playing into maybe like the male gaze. Like you don't dress in a way that's provocative or revealing of your body, but you dress in a way that's very cute, or a way that's very like high fashion. So it's gonna vary, you know, there's a lot of you watching, but I feel like you dress in a way that other women like recognize as fashionable, as unique, as interesting. Yeah, so you may dress in like, you know, a very classic feminine way, or it could be, again, like high fashion, something that, or a quirky style even, if we're thinking of like Zooey Deschanel. Okay, but yes, your style, women love it. Okay, with the 11th house, this is Aquarius energy. You're the person that women want to be best friends with, you know? Even if you're a man watching this, you may find that women don't mind developing a friendship with you. You know, you may be a man who has a lot of female friends. And then if you're a woman, like I said, you're a girl's girl. Like, you're the best friend that every woman wants. You know, like that's your energy. All right, let's get into your oracle cards here. Oh man, my foot's asleep. Oh gosh. That does not feel great. Okay. Pile 3, pile 3. How do women view my pile 3s? That was just my hand. I'm not taking those cards. How do women view my pile 3s? Okay, we have 2 cards here. Move this. We have the romantics. I allow romance to touch my heart every day. So I feel like you have a very romantic approach to life. Like, I feel like you are great at design. You're great in terms of like your style with this Libra energy. You know, I feel like other women really like your style. They really like your aesthetic. They like your home. You know, if you invite someone over, a woman would give you a lot of compliments. You know, I feel like you know how to create an atmosphere, whether it's in your social interactions or within your home or even within your style. And so I feel like women are very drawn to that. And like I said, you know, you may attract, you know, some female suitors, some females who are romantically interested in you with the romantics. You may also find that women tend to idealize you. And I've done that before. Like I've had like female friendships where I like definitely had on some rose-colored glasses and like, you know, I idealized, you know, the person before I got to know them. So you may find that sometimes within your friendships, or if you date women, you may find that when you date women that they do tend to idealize you in some ways. Okay, and then your other card here, I actually don't know this one. Oh, the inspiration. I allow inspiration to fill me so I can inspire others. I do feel like you're quite creative and quite artistic, and other women are drawn to that as well. And maybe not necessarily in a traditional way. It may just be in the way that you express yourself. But like I said, like women really do tend to want to emulate you. Yeah. I feel like they see things within you that inspire them and that they're just drawn to. You know, it's a very like magnetic attraction here. Like women are just drawn to you. They get you. You know, you speak their language. All right, so pile 3, this was your reading. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't yet, go check out the How Do Men View You reading if you care. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Hit the notification bell so you always know when I upload. The easiest way to support the channel is to watch the ads. You can also tip now with the virtual tip jar called SuperThanks, or you can make a donation on Venmo. You don't have to, you don't have to, but it is appreciated. A huge thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel thus far, and I will see you all in my next one. Take care, pile 3. I am wishing you the very, very, very best 2023.